Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the Joliet Region Chamber, to the Council for Working Women's Council, and thank you so much to our sponsors today, Darcy Buick GMC, First Community Bank, and ExxonMobil. What an honor it has been to have been selected the 2017 ATHENA Award recipient. Wow, 30 years. And to join so many of our area's most talented, distinguished, and exceptionally beautiful women, both inside and out. I thank you all for your cards, your calls, your texts, your letters, and your emails. You have made me feel so special. In gathering my thoughts for speaking today, I began to realize the best way to get started is where it all began. And that fantastic journey that I have been on started when Ken and Carol Pritz, a very young couple, bought the oldest drugstore in the state of Illinois about 60-some years ago. I was so excited when I was old enough to go to work with my dad. You see, I had a very important job at the young age of about 6 years old. I was able to stand at the counter and hand out suckers and candy as my dad checked them out. That is where I can remember my first business lesson. I was taught you always walk around the counter and you hand it out and you give the candy to them with a hug. Try never to put a counter between you and the person. Some Saturdays, I graduated. When the store was very busy, my dad would hand me a brown J.D. Brown bag. My instructions were, you go down the alley, into the back door of the bank, you go straight to Char, and you hand her that bag. When you are done, you come right back to me. All right. When I did and I came back, little did I know that day, I was doing the banking. I don't think today we could try that. The business grew. My mom and dad dug out the basement of the old store. It was located at the corner of Jefferson and Joliet Street. I don't know if many of you remember it. It took so much to create the gift box, which had a spiral staircase that led down to the basement. I can remember Mom and Dad taking us underneath the streets into the tunnels as we dug it out, and we were able to experience going through and walking all and underneath. Little did I know, as I drive down Jefferson Street today with all the construction, it takes me back to yesteryears. I was underneath there. I graduated to working in the gift box with my mom and grandma by 8th grade. I was able to work alone with one friend. So we didn't have parties. A fire in the late 70s took all of that down, but it did not take it away. We continued as a family to grow and expand in Joliet and Plainfield. We built a Plainfield store. We did it as a family, and by that time, there were 6 kids to keep busy during all those long days and late nights. It was looking back at all the fun, the games, the crazy music that our folks created, of getting the shelves up, stocked, the walls painted, and still keeping us all in tow. The jobs got done, not even realizing what we were doing. In Plainfield, I was lucky enough to work both in the pharmacy, the gift shop, and next to my mom in our children's ready-to-wear store, the Peanut Gallery. The Plainfield store is where I learned another very important lesson. A family business and your job should not be taken for granted. Whether you are an employee or a daughter, however you want to look at it, you see, I got fired. Total fire, like you are fired. I was told you need to go get a job, other than here, find out just how important working and your responsibilities are. And so I did the next morning. I found a job and went to work. I shortly learned that a family business takes more than what I was giving, and I also learned that a family business is where I belonged. I wanted to quit and come back to work, but my parents said no. You have to finish your commitment, and you can finish the Christmas season, then you may come back. I did, and then I was right back in the business where I belonged. I then earned my key to the front door. With that being said, I went to college, drove back and forth to continue to work in Plainfield, met the man of my dreams, got married, had 4 beautiful girls. Life was perfect. Then the Plainfield tornado came. Once again, we worked together through all of that bad to keep giving and to keep going. We were lucky that we still had the Joliet store to work from and take care of all of those in need. There was quite a reason for everything. Just about that time, Mom bid against 2 men who were going to buy the mansion, sell the wood, and tear it down. So she won the bid that day, as you just heard, and we still to this day call it the biggest honey-do list my mom ever bought my dad. The Jacob Henry Mansion, wow, what were we going to do with it? And just how were you going to make this work? Well, little did I know what we were in for. I was a young working mom with 4 small daughters. Where else can you take 4 kids to work in an office every day and make it work? As a dad, and as my dad and the guys were outside building, my mom and the girls were all inside decorating and getting things cleaned up. Our kids always had the biggest playground, always had the biggest backyard, the sand pile, the bricks, and yes, they had the biggest tractors, trucks, and backhoes. And yes, they were taught to use them. Once again, there was a lot of laughter, fun and crazy jokes just keeping us going. We grew up working side by side and spending many long hours, but we made it work. We were ready to get it open, get busy, and get started. Phones started ringing. I was also able to transfer phone calls home during nap time and would work late at night from the kitchen table. I can remember one call I took, and one of the girls started to wink. I asked the caller, "Excuse me, may I please put you on hold or transfer you to reservations?" This is from our kitchen table. I was able to get a binky, get Anna, rock her, settle her, get back to the phone, secure the reservation, and then let it go. I hung up and did the happy dance. I knew I could do it all. As the mansion grew, so did the family and the business. If you were old enough to walk, you were old enough to set the table. If you could set it, you could clear it. And if you could clear it, basically, the next generation had just joined ranks. We had luncheons, dinners, receptions. We cooked in a small kitchen. We even hauled dishes around the block, but we did it. Fast forward now, it was time to expand. The church opened. We added wedding ceremonies and landmark destinations, an anchor for tourism. We were bringing in guests from all over the United States and Europe. Once again, we needed more room. The Victorian ballroom, foyer, and gathering room. We built where there are 3 generations of names on the wall and carved in concrete. Together, we built it strong. We painted, we sanded drywall, we laid tile, we did whatever we could, 3 generations at a time. It was once again just like building the stores back in the beginning. And it was the fun and the work we had. Today, we still hear the laughter of each party, every day, with every smile. At this point, I can truly say, I get married every weekend and I party all week long. We added our 501c3, non-for-profit, life legacies and landmarks. In giving back is what we were always taught. We were taught if we have a little, we have more than some. Giving back is what we value and we truly enjoy working with so many of our local organizations to make a difference. And I see so many of you, and thank you for working with us. Our community has given so much that we've passed on from generation to generation, from the generation that taught me to the generation that I am teaching. We have created a pattern throughout the years. This pattern is working together as a family, a business family, and as a community family. I'm in the middle of those generations. My parents have taught us, and yet have let us add our own new ideas. Our kids are looking at me saying, "Mom, that is so old school. We need to try it this way." The best and most important thing I hear now is, I want to add this when it's right, and I want to do that when I can. That is the next generation looking, thinking, and already dreaming. I've had the honor of working with my parents, all of my siblings who are here, my beautiful daughters, nieces and nephews, and my sister Ann. the executive chef and partner, who without her talents, we would not have a kitchen and such wonderful meals. As a daughter, a mom, a wife, a sister, and a friend, these are what I try to share and teach. As the kids will tell you, I have little notes written everywhere for you to read. I have learned to multitask, and sometimes my poor hamster just falls off the wheel. And there is so much and so many things going on in so many directions that they just walk around and pick up my pieces. I found out that there is more to learn outside of the four walls of our office. A computer and emails. Get out, get involved, and give something back, no matter how you can. Don't let anything or anyone step on your dreams. I was attending a meeting in Joliet in downtown, quite a few and many years ago. In the planning stages and events taking place during this meeting, I was curious, and I asked if the mansion could be incorporated in the city center. You see, a lull came over the meeting. I told them that we were about to be seeing about 40,000 plus visitors this year, and I really thought it would be an asset. There was, once again, that quiet lull. Well, the answer was, we can include you in some sort of planning, but you're about a half a block or a block away from our boundaries. I said, okay, holding my head high and leaving the meeting, got in the car, got a few tears out, and got back to the office. And then I thought, from a classroom point of view and from business, there is one important lesson that they teach you. Location, location, location. Eastern Avenue will always be our home. I am a quiet learner. Whether standing next to my mom, my dad, or any of you, I can learn from just about anything from listening. And just taking in a conversation, you learn how to deal with situations and issues. Today, I think I can handle anything that comes up. From all of this, I have realized that you have to have a dream, followed by a vision to create a goal that you can share. Have courage and be kind. Say anything that is going to hurt or be hurtful later on. Walk away, take 24 hours to think, and then sit down and talk. Believe in those who don't believe in themselves. Be patient, support, and teach when you can. I will never ask anyone to do something that I cannot. I am doing everyone, everything, even when you face the bad. I've made mistakes, made a lot of mistakes. I've learned from them and I've moved forward. I've gotten to the point where I can even laugh about some of them. If you're wrong, be the bigger person and say, I'm sorry. You can only measure your own success by how you have helped others to succeed. Gratitude always reciprocates. Treat everyone the way you want to be treated. And at last, but not least, lead by example. Explain as you go along and explain what you're thinking. No one knows and no one can read your mind like you. In closing, there's something that has really stuck with me over the years. There are three things that I look for each day. I look up. I look up each day that I come through the gates of the mansion. You see, we have our own church. This is where I can start my day and I can end my day. And I believe, having faith, and there is faith in everything we do. What I look forward to every day. I look forward to my family every day and in every way. I thank you, Mom, for teaching us a great way of life. You have taught us that you can start from nothing and reach for the stars. You also have taught us that a box of pancake mix can feed a whole army. And that we have done that. And there's always been the everlasting and ongoing encouragement, keeping our family together as the glue to our puzzle. Strong women build strong women. I thank my husband, Larry. He puts up with all our crazy schedules, my late nights, my plans, my work, and lets me be who I am. He never questions me. And our 4 beautiful daughters, my greatest accomplishment. And son-in-laws. Elizabeth and Joe, Sarah and Jeremy, Amanda and Tommy, Anna and Nick. You girls have grown up through all of this into smart, strong, well-rounded, beautiful women, mothers and mothers-to-be. Here's to our next generation of women in business. Remember, the task ahead of you is never greater than the power behind you. Thank you for always being there to help, support, lend a hand, and always and never say no. Those are the guys. Whether it's hauling, it's setting up bars, it's cleaning, the guys are always there for us. But most of all, I look forward to being a Grammy. Hearing those little voices and coos running through our house, big hugs, sloppy kisses, it just fills my heart. I look forward to making all of them proud. To my family, together we have been taught love, and family go hand in hand as we continue to build a great foundation for generations to come. When you get one of us, you get all of us. Our Mansion family and our community friends, thank you for all you do and every day. You help us to build and continue to grow. Without who you are, we would not be who we are today. And I thank you all. I look forward to a chase. And you say, what is a chase? I look forward to chasing a dream and chasing a goal. I'm sure you all know that we lost our dad a couple years ago. When, a few weeks before he passed, I was in the hospital with him. And every night, he would hold my hand. And he was on a lot of medicine, and he slept a lot. And then all of a sudden, about 3 o'clock in the morning, his eyes opened up. And he said, get a piece of paper and a pencil, we need to talk. I said, no, we're not gonna do this right now. And he said, yes, we are. So I got that pencil and paper, and he started rattling off all these ideas like his mind had never stopped. So I got them all down, and I was writing as fast as I could in the dark. And then he looked at me and he said, did you get it all? I said, yes, Dad, I got it all. And is there anything else? And he said, no. Well, when you finish my dreams, you can start yours. So I knew at that time I had a big list ahead of me. So every day I look up, I look forward, and I chase those dreams. So I leave you with this. As Dad would tell us, it was his motto, and it hangs still on his office wall. I'm sorry. The only limitations are the size of your ideas and the degree of your dedication. Thank you so much to the entire chamber and the entire community. What a beautiful honor and such a beautiful day. I thank you.